It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. Unbelievable. I'm Scruffy McJ. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you out there. What do we want to remind you? The Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. Yeah, let me give myself a button. All of that gyration in the background threw me off. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit. 1D, 2E's, Troy. Or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. Make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so. We will throw it up on the screen. And you know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks out there that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, it won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from where are you from today? Anywhere in particular? Oh, okay. From on the other side of the pond, I'm gonna call it up north. Joey James, aka Double J. Tell the people what to say. What's happening today? Oh, before you get into your little thing, we should have a few other people joining us. You know, these Wednesday nights at 9, you know, a lot of folks are still in their pajamas with the feet in them. I'm just saying. A couple basketball games on, you know, it's been some hot cocoa going on. I thought Christmas it then came and went, but apparently I see some folks across the street from me still got their lights up. Unbelievable.
They're going to like that until they get that first energy bill.
Exactly. Oh, and you know why? And speaking of first energy, you know the Browns are talking about there's some talk, about building a new stadium.
Well, you know, remember, Mr. Haslam just made a $3.5 billion purchase over the week. He had a busy week.
Of course, you know who's going to pay for it. Yeah, the people. Yeah,
it depends. It really does depend, and you have to remember that you can look.
No, not here.
Well, that's just it.
Not here.
Yeah,
it doesn't depend. They're going to make us pay. They're going to make the people who go down there. I mean, you know me. I got the best seat at the house with my bunny slippers on. I'm just saying, you can't get me to go down there paying. But go ahead. What were you saying? I'm just telling you.
Well, that was it. That the Browns owner Jimmy D. Haslam are now the proud owners of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, so what should we get that button for? I mean, my gosh, that's not the only thing that they own. They own the Bucks, they own the Browns, they own the Columbus Crew, they own
the Crew?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. You better look. Yeah.
That's who bought the Crew?
Hello.
Because you knew about the fiasco, right? Like that happened where they were supposed to go to ultimately Matthew McConaughey's what is now the Austin FC team. So technically, they did do a Baltimore-like move, meaning a Cleveland to Baltimore type of move, where the naming rights stayed the same, even though in the franchise itself, the original franchise did move in this case to Austin. And you know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't feel for owners, and I'm for the little guy. Okay, you own 3 doggone sports professional franchises, and you won't put a dome on this. Don't get me started. That's not even what we're here for today. That's another conversation.
Now you want a dome?
Yeah, I wanted. What are you talking about? I wanted a dome. Listen, hey, listen. Let me explain something to you. You remember when you first kind of got with us? We're kind of off topic a little bit here, folks. But that's fine. This is what we do here. Sports talk is a barbershop. We'll get to the other stuff, the meat and potatoes here in a second. When you first got with us, I think we did a show. This is when we were using Spreaker, and I mentioned what First Energy was like the naming rights or something they were going through at the time. The city of Cleveland. Oh, and for Dan Gilbert too. The city of Cleveland took monies from the coffers, if I'm saying that right, of the monies that from the people of the city, you know, from the sin tax, the cigarette tax, the beer, whatever, all of that, and it goes into whatever, right? Okay, so the majority of, or a lot of that money was used for Dan Gilbert's Rocket Mortgage redo or whatever you want to call it, and it had a lot to do with the First Energy Stadium. At the end of the day, man, how do you have a venue like that that sits that you only use it what? What you only use it what? What? How many home games is it? 9 now?
Potentially, yeah, at most.
Or something like that. So they may have a few other venues like I think the HBCU Classic, you know, the football one of the
they did the hockey a few weeks ago.
Yeah. You know, they only use it, let's say, maybe 14 times a year. You get what I'm trying to tell you? And then wonder why you can't get nobody to come here for anything. You
I will
on
say
it
this.
and a retractable.
I was a part of the conversation about what potentially will happen within the First Energy renovations, including, you know, different types of different style seating, more events. So to your point, more events taking place at First Energy, boat access, meaning shuttles kind of to and from. Imagine being from, you know, Lorraine or Sandusky and catching kind of a charter shuttle to First Energy.
That would probably, excuse me, be the Jet Express. We have something like that. It takes us from, where do we catch it? I forget what we call it, but it takes you over to Puddin Bay and Whiskey Island and one of the little islands we got off the southern parts of Ohio here or whatever. But at the end of the day, though, and I heard it was a conversation about, one guy had it, in his opinion, the city should do more to build up around that, you know, not really do anything to the stadium, build up downtown more or whatever. Hey, I don't care how many venues you put down there or whatever the case may be. Sports are a big draw in every town in this country.
Right. There's a chart.
Those towns that don't have professional sports franchises, pick a college team. Who? I don't know. Pick one. You know what? Alabama, maybe. You get what I'm trying to tell you? That's build up the Alabama football program, then you build the venue, you know, the eateries and things that to go with it. They need to put a dome, or when I don't even say a dome, something on that, to put some type of roof where if you can open it if you want to still get that natural effect, you know, this maybe a few snow flurries and some rain or whatever. But you need an NCAA tournament. Have you been to Indianapolis?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you see how Indianapolis did it, right?
Yeah, and but you got to remember. Hang on. The field house and Lucas Oil. Remember the dome. RCA dome wasn't right there, but they moved there after. That's my point. Like the field house was already there, but St. Elmo's, the mall, Indy is very. It's vast like Detroit because of its outer kind of suburbs like Zionsville and such, but the actual heart of the downtown area is very small. And so they didn't really have much of a choice as far as where to put it. Now there was a chart, and that's what I was getting at, for all professional sports and their respective proximity from downtown. So I don't necessarily disagree with you where First Energy is located is it's convenient from a real estate standpoint, but it's inconvenient for just about everything else. I get what they attempted to do by being close to the rail system, but everyone has discussed parking and the challenges with it. And that's where, again, the conversation around boat shuttles even and some other alternatives. But I stayed at, like, for example, the Arcade Mall, the Hyatt there, I believe.
Yeah.
And again, when you think of the queue in Progressive Field being off of 9th?
Yes. That is 9th right there, I believe. Yes. Yep.
And so You have all of the restaurants and everything right there. And it is not a bad walk from, but it could be better.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with that. I get it. They're talking about moving this city of Cleveland's like, we don't have any more land for you all to go build this thing somewhere else.
But wait a minute, what about the tennis stuff? Remember they just built those new kind of those new high rises or whatever. In that part of the but that's still away from everything. I just, where would you put it? If it's Sim City, and again, somebody like Dan Gilbert can make that happen, and I would believe the Haslams can do that too. Where would you put it?
I'd leave it right there and put a roof on it. That's what I'd do. I'd leave it right there and put a roof on it. I'd build more parking garages. There's space for people to build stuff like for people to park and then walk. Man, these people that love football and love that here, they don't mind walking in when it's cold, man. They're gonna listen, bro. You're talking to somebody who sat in Municipal Stadium. Okay. Municipal Stadium was a dump. You hear what I'm talking about? A dump. It was our dump though. But some of my most fond memories of sports and the Browns lie at the bottom of Lake Erie. Man, I went to First Energy for the first time, man. They were like, you can't have the sunglasses. You can't have, matter of fact, just take your coat off. Just take your shoes. I'm like, security, man, in Municipal, man, you could do whatever you wanted to do. Well, to a degree. I'm just saying.
It's just everything's on the other side of Lakeside. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, okay, but then that ain't stopped the Browns in the previous years. The other 5,000 years.
I just don't know.
I don't think building the stadium somewhere else.
How many times have you gone in the last few years? Because I've gone 3-4 times.
How many times have I gone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What are we doing? We're playing. Name that tune. What are we doing here? Okay. It's a joke. Is that a new show? Is something you and TJ coming out with? I'm just saying. If it is, I'll moderate for you. I don't care. You asking me, man? Please. My reasons for not going down there now are because I'm older and I don't have the patience. And the young crowd and the beer drinkers and all that kind of stuff, that's a bad recipe for a guy my age. You know what I'm saying? Hey, more power to all them folks down there that do what they do. But okay, let's say this. Okay, let's say you move it. It's still going to sit there when there's snow on the ground. And there's no Browns nothing going on. It's still going to sit wherever it is. It's going to be okay. So you're going to have a stadium right next to a restaurant that, okay, people go to the restaurant, but imagine walking from the restaurant. Okay, if they do put it somewhere else and they do whatever it is you're suggesting here, and there's an NCAA tournament game or something. Hello,
right? I mean, look, I seen Steph Curry at Ford Field.
Okay, y'all got it in Michigan. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so I mean, that was 2008. And again, but the Tigers and Lions are right next to each other, and now just across on the opposite side of the highway there is where Little Caesars Arena is.
And, okay, I get what you're saying. Maybe
so it's all right there now. I mean, but again, at one point in time, you had the Silver Dome was in Pontiac.
Yeah.
And Auburn Hills wasn't much further in Pontiac, so you had all the teams out.
I'm glad you said that. Being in Pontiac, and Pontiac is how far from wherever it is now? Ford Field.
From downtown, it would be about 40 minutes.
Okay. Did they ever have any basketball games at Pontiac?
Yeah, the Pistons at one point in time played there.
Okay. Did they ever have any NCAA tournament games at Pontiac?
I believe so.
So my point is, despite the 475-mile drive, okay, that's right, because that's what it seems like here. That venue was the venue to be at.
But this is what my issue with that, because even if you put a dome on it,
Miss
Megan, of course, Megan's been there, so Megan would know too that. If you put a dome on it and we say it's an NCAA tournament game, that's clearly taking place in March. So even if it were the Big Ten tournament, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be, limited to just the big tournament. You could have the MAC tournament, the MAC championship, or MAC regular season championship there. The problem still is the same problem.
What you mean? What's the same problem?
By the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in that it's like there's venue, then you have to walk down this narrow street.
You got the Great Lakes
get the Lakeside
Center, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's another entertainment place. That's not restaurants. And that was something that was brought up too, is that so they try to overcompensate inside of there. They're trying to wipe out part of the 300 level to potentially build another club that's all inclusive, because there's so many limited options outside of the and that's the part that bothers me.
Well,
I don't understand. Were they expecting more from the rail side and from the lake side?
No,
I don't know.
No, this is.
But that's a rough walk for a lot of people if you wanted to fill it for an NCAA tournament game.
Well, I can't argue that. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you see some of our freeways and byways and highways, even the people that have been here all their life be like, they shouldn't have never made that on ramp. Why would they put that there? Man, I'm telling you, this place is Bass Apple. It really is. All right, let's start the show. All right, our first item on the menu, obviously, and of course, as I put it in the comments when I put the post up, is what he said, not he as in he or me or him, wherever I'm pointing at. Am I pointing in the right direction? I don't even know. Okay, anywho. This edition of what he said is Eric Bieniemy, former Chiefs offensive coordinator, now Commanders offensive coordinator. That's the Washington Commanders, by the way. Eric Bieniemy says, being a head coach is not in his thought process right now. Are you buying what he's selling? Oh, and then you're going to disappear. Oh, my gosh, this guy here. This dude right here, man. Hello? Hello? Is anybody home? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, now you. Pagey Mrs. Alva. Oh, you want me to read it again?
Yeah, because I'm trying to process what he said.
Okay. Is that what you're doing, or are you pouring a cup of Lucia over there? Oh, my gosh. This guy right here, and these Lucia breaks. Mrs. Alva, Paige and Mrs. Alva. Oh, boy. No, gosh. Anyway, Washington Commanders offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy says being a head coach is not in his thought process right now. Are you buying what he's selling?
No,
I'm not. Yeah,
I mean that. You know how foolish that sounds. When has Washington ever been a good destination? Not since what, Joe Gibbs,
especially embroiled in all of the controversy they got going on. Found out Daniel Snyder might have took embezzlements or bribes or something. He did a fraud or something or another. I mean, add that to the list of okay. Well,
that sounds about right for that area.
Yeah.
And so again, the point is, this guy. Look at the move he just made. Why take a lateral move if you're not trying, if you don't believe there's room for advancement? Versus you had it made at Kansas City. He could have been the greatest OC of all time.
Yeah.
I just don't ruin that meal ticket. I'm not doing it for a raise. Again, he's going to end up getting fired, and then he's going to blow it. He is going to blow it. And I'm sorry. No one remember there was a point in time where we couldn't define what he actually did with the Chiefs. Like the naysayers were really going after him and highlighting that it was Andy Reid, right? Every time, right? The Waffle House menu. Like it was not Eric Bieniemy. It was Andy Reid. Now, whether that was just or unjust isn't for myself to necessarily decide. But unfortunately, you can't say what you just said based on what you've just done. If you would have remained in Kansas City in the same role, then you make that statement. But you don't go somewhere else with the intent of hoping that the coach gets fired. And guess who gets named interim coach? Eric Bieniemy. So now I have checked that box and I have experience in this role. Thank you.
Okay, so the whole Denver, who did the Broncos hire? They just got fired. Was it Hackett or something like that?
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett.
Okay. I've been listening to a few talk shows on the radio. There's some of us who still do that, by the way, and I'm one of them. I still do listen to the radio. And the discussions are all over the place. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Some folks are taking this position, some folks are taking that position, and so on and so forth. So I'm asking you, is it a thing where he being Bieniemy, does he still have to prove himself? And he wanted to do it. He felt like he had to do it by not being in the shadow of Andy Reid. Does that make sense?
Do you know how? What are we saying?
I'm asking because and the reason why I brought up the Hack, they were
this is like he's got to fly out of the nest. He's got to spread his wings.
Just
come on.
I'm not buying.
Did he have a career before this? I mean, come on. Listen to what we're saying.
Well,
we're trying to make sense of this move that makes no sense, just like his comment makes no sense.
Yeah.
My question is, does Andy Reid bring him back after this doesn't work out? Because here's the thing.
According to Shady McCoy, it's not going to work out. According to Shady McCoy, it's not going to work out. I doubt it.
It's hard to argue that, right? You're going into a division that has the Giants have money to spend. The Cowboys may have some decisions to make and regress a little bit, but they're for the most part intact. And then, of course, you have a Super Bowl team in the division. You were last place out of that group, 3 of which were playoff teams. And
okay, so
what is he thinking? You have 2 rings. The beauty of potential. We talk about this all the time. Whether it's the draft.
Are you saying something good about the NFC least? Is that what you're doing here?
No, I'm trying to make sense of to me, this is metaphorical career suicide. Because he has
metaphorical career suicide. What the hell?
You have
don't say that loud.
Potential, right? Potential is this universal jar of optimism and nothing negative. Okay. And that's what really Eric Bieniemy's, capability as a head coach was with the Chiefs. It was wow.
Okay. But how did Hackett get a job? What is it that warranted or Hackett getting a job, but Bieniemy had to go somewhere else in other words, Hackett made an upward move based off what?
But look what happened. Move. No, he doesn't have to make a lateral move. He chose to.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he made the choice. Okay. The Chiefs didn't say you're out of here.
Okay, got you. All right.
He must have felt that the only way he could truly prove himself was
to beat Washington.
But Washington, he could have did it in anywhere else. He could have chosen anywhere else. But that's the problem I have.
He was highly
so
sought
desperate. After. Was he though? How do you end up in Washington if you're highly sought after?
So maybe he had nowhere else. Maybe Washington was like the only place they wanted him.
Home. If you ain't got no money, take your broke butt home, right?
Oh, wow. Okay, slow it down there, Kemosabe. Gather yourself there, buddy. All right. Okay.
Why
it makes no sense.
Leave with a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Ooh, yeah, well.
Ask Bill Belichick's Craigslist worth of
yeah.
OCs and DCs and AFCs and NFCs. It didn't work out. None of them.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, did Josh McDaniels go somewhere? Didn't he? When he at Denver or somewhere, did he went back
Josh McDaniels went to Denver. He went to Alabama. He went to FAU.
He went to Applebee's. He was everywhere. I seen him cooking in the kitchen. Hey, I don't want that. We Wakanda, baby. We don't do that here. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, I don't get it either. I really don't.
I feel bad for the guy. Now, here's the thing.
But what if it does work out? Then what?
Well, that's the beauty of what ifs, right? Yeah, there is that small chance. There is the possibility that it does. However,
okay, so
who's the quarterback in Washington?
Would you stop stealing my thunder, Mike?
All right.
I was just getting ready to ask you, what if okay, so are we now looking to see who, in terms of personnel, the placement, who they're going to draft, things, dot. Are they going to maybe go get Carson Wentz back? I don't know. Oh, yeah.
You better go get Sharon Rodgers.
Oh, absolutely not. Well,
Sharon
that's the only way.
Rodgers. That's the only way.
Yeah, but the quarterbacks in the NFC East are they're not really all that. Well, Jalen Hurts, yes.
Okay.
Dak, Daniel Jones, I don't know. The jury is still out on both.
Correct.
Jalen Hurts, no. So, do you really need, say you want to win that division was what you're driving at. You go get Sharon Rodgers.
Well, so let me ask this then. What has to occur in this move? So again, success is defined by the individual. So as it pertains to this, for him to say to have been deemed, for this move to have been deemed a success, does that mean they became a playoff team, that they won their division, or that they made a Super Bowl, or they won
all of the
Super
above,
Bowl?
or any of them? Well, definitely Super Bowl, obviously. Division.
Is that enough? Is that really enough to say, you know what, that guy's special?
Well, when is the last time they won a division? Exactly.
I couldn't tell you.
When is the last time they made the playoffs?
But he's not the head coach, right? Isn't there still that possibility that, hey, it wasn't his show? He's yet again a victim of circumstance.
So you trade in Andy Reid for Ron Rivera. You're not buying it?
And Carson Wentz or Taylor Heineke,
yeah. No, that's what I mean. We got to pick now. Okay, so after this move, now we have to. We'll know what type of impact he had in Kansas City to a degree when we start to see, I believe, who they start bringing in. Or if they start drafting guys that you think are highly touted or whatever, quarterbacks or whatever the case may be, then that's got to be his influence.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're gonna draft a quarterback, dude. They're gonna have to.
Oh, okay. So now you're expecting him to win with a rookie quarterback?
No. I'm expecting them to add a rookie quarterback, draft another veteran. Draft a rookie quarterback.
I'm gonna say this, man. He would have had a better shot based on this timeline of waiting for Andy Reid to retire. Which is going to come first?
Andy Reid is making. He's doing pretty good on the commercial side.
But how old is he? He I think eclipsed the most playoff wins ever now.
Yeah.
Okay. He's been in the league for at least 25 years.
Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
30.
Yeah,
it's close, somewhere in that neighborhood, 25, 35.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah. You should have just, if you were going to wait to get your opportunity, you should have just stayed there. Yeah, I know.
Because, you would like to say, oh, Andy Reid's going to ride this out, but health comes into play. We all know, look at Urban Meyer, who, historically he ran into, had a lot of health issues. So you never know when that opportunity is going to come up. And guess what? He would have been a shoo-in because of the fact that he knew the offense. That would have been the most seamless integration.
Yeah.
Sometimes
maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach.
What?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing stuff out here. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to get to the bottom and the nuts and bolts of why this guy made the move.
You know what? He might not want to be a head coach or an offensive coordinator because he's going to end up getting fired. Because of poor performance. And no fault of his own. Look, at the end of the day, here's how this goes. With good players, you need them to win, and you can't win without them. So there it is.
And they don't have any good players over there in Washington?
Not enough.
I mean, they were in the thick of it for a while.
Remember,
it was the quarterback play that really stunk up the joint.
The way the NFL works is based on the previous year's records is how they determine the following year's schedule.
Right.
Right. So they, by default, despite being just Charles Barkley terrible, they are now victims of circumstances in the worst way possible because their colleagues in the division were phenomenal. So it just got that much harder. And this guy wants to take all this on, and he doesn't even know who's under center. And he thinks he's going to be a head coach.
He put a lot on his plate, didn't he?
Did he think this through? Who's advising him? How do you go from like the best job
maybe this
in
is
the
Kobe?
world?
Maybe this is Kobe wanting to get out from under the Shaq.
But Kobe was in the gym. Kobe was shooting in the gym.
So what do you say? This guy's sitting on his
This
laurels?
guy's on the sidelines.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh man. This is really bothering me. I can
tell.
The more we
tell us
talk
how
about
you really
the
feel. Why don't you?
This is just like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I did. When I saw it, I said, "Why?"
Oh.
Listen, I mean, I'm going to give an analogy, and a bad one as usual, as I always do, right? But it's like you're dating a girl, and you break up with her, and you go and you start dating another girl. And it's kind of like the same girl. If you're going to do all of that after you've been with this girl for 10 years, 12 years or something, you don't go in same grade, you upgrade. You're going to make a switch. We're not going to give no free plugs.
Well, you know what? If you ask most women, they always say that the guy went and cheated on them with, they went from the BMW or Mercedes to the Kia.
Of course. I know. Yeah, I know. That's a little bit too much detail. I wasn't going down the road. I was just saying at the front gate.
What do you mean?
Just saying. Oh, wow. Really? Seriously? Wow. Really? Thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for that. Well, I just spilled water everywhere, and I got a whole mess here. If you all can bear with me for a minute, I got to get some.
Made him nervous. That made him nervous there.
Yeah, you sure did. Oh my gosh, this is really a bad scene, buddy. Give me a second here.
Those depends.
Oh, really?
Hopefully they're not like gloves.
Yeah. Right. Really? Oh, seriously? Yeah, right. Oh, really? I'm dropping everything here. If you all can bear with me for 2 minutes, here. I'm going to just drop out just for a second. Oh.
All right. Well, welcome back to the Double J Show. And we're going to take this moment to actually talk some Big Ten hoops here. I'm going to pull up the wild standings. So for those that are unfamiliar with just the current status of Big Ten basketball, it has been every sports fanatic's dream. It's because it's been chaos. And so basically this evening, we're a week away, less than a week away from, actually a week away from the Big Ten tournament starting next week in Chicago. And basically we had an upset today. Somehow Maryland was ranked, largely thanks to probably the upset against my school, which was something out of the 1980s refereeing. And basically they lost to Ohio State today. And for those that don't know, Ohio State is in last place. But look at this log jam here. For those who can't see, there it is. Look at this log jam here of the standings. Again, the top 4 have double byes. So right now you got 3 at 11-7 and 11-8. This is going to be 11-8 for sure for Michigan. They go to Indiana, who just lost at home, coincidentally, to Iowa. Iowa gets Nebraska, but Nebraska on the road hasn't been quite as consistent. And so Penn State's getting wrecked by Northwestern here early on. So it looks like Northwestern's going to lock up one of the top 4. And then potentially I expect IU and truthfully, I think Maryland's going to lose their next game too. They're at Penn State to finish the season on Sunday evening. And the interesting part about that is that win for Penn State could potentially bump them out of the bottom 4. So the first day's games, that would be, again, a week from today. And so it'll be interesting. Michigan State also is supposed to have a makeup game against Minnesota. For those who can see here, Minnesota is 1-16. And that would, obviously you still have to play the game, but that's as close to a guaranteed win as possible. And it would be in East Lansing. So potentially here, if Michigan State were to lose, I know they have Ohio State next as well, I believe. All
right, I'm back. Keep going. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, are you seeing this log jam here of these teams?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I can't even operate my computer. I just spilled when I drink my water here. I went to reach for it and it hit the table. I got water all over my pod track, all over the computer, all over my desk, all over my lights. I got water everywhere and everything is still working. So shout out to whoever made this computer and things of that nature, because BSJ just messed it up for the day. But yeah, I can see the log jam. Oh my gosh, all my notes are wet. You hear me?
Yep, I sure do.
But it's some pretty good ink, I tell you, because oh my gosh, oh man, this is a disaster. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's gonna make it, again, this is for makes for great storylines and TV because it's been an absolute slugfest in here.
Are we talking Big Ten?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and look at this. So in theory, unless you were at the time, either Ohio State or Minnesota, everyone going into these last 2 weeks had a metaphorical opportunity to clinch a double bye because the magic number clearly was 12. In order to do so. And so, as you fast forward again, a few games later, you get teams like Illinois who go and drop a game at Ohio State, who's now 1-2 in a row. So that, Chris Holtman's group is actually doing what many thought they would do at the beginning of the year. And they're doing it without, Zed Key, who's, largely the centerpiece. But Bryce Sensabaugh has been, he's NBA ready, in my opinion. Just like Malachi Branham from last year, that if anything, Chris Holtman's done too good of a job recruiting where he can't get the kids to stay because he puts them in a position to succeed, and they do exactly that. So it's hurt the team. overall because they haven't been able to have a collection of talent all at the same time. You know, this goes back 2-3 years ago. Even Dwayne Washington left a year early. He wasn't expecting that. Michie Johnson transfers to South Carolina, and then
shout out to Meech, my man Meech, doing his 1-2. Yeah, and we're gonna get to some college basketball here. But this is because I can't really see all of the teams here. I guess I gotta what do I need to do? Enlarge it. My computer is really on the fritz right now. Boy, thanks. I'm glad it was water. Oh boy, I'll tell you. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you. Okay, yeah, because we're gonna definitely get to Purdue here in a little bit. We're gonna do our top 10 when we get to our Hoop Central. We're gonna do our top 10. I appreciate you, Double J, for doing some ad libbing right quick. I appreciate that. Shout out to Double J for ad libbing. You're on the wrong side of the screen, but okay, we'll do it like that. It's always the switcheroo. I do want to say right quick, college basketball is becoming like Major League Baseball. Not college basketball, excuse me, college football. It's becoming more like Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball obviously is doing this pitch clock thing. It's really ugly, to tell you the truth. All of the rule change they came up with, it's really, really terrible to speed the game up, so to speak. Well, I think college football is trying to slow the game down, you know, in essence. Okay, they're talking about cutting out so many plays and the rule changes that they're making there or thinking about making. I'm telling you, man, the sports landscape is in an uproar right about now. Stay tuned. We'll be getting some of that a little bit down the line. But anywho, at the end of the day, Eric Bieniemy is on the clock. Okay? Why you would make a lateral move and not wait for an opportunity to make an upward move if you're going to make a move is something else. Look, I tried to defend it and explain it, and Double J says there is no explanation or no defense for it. All right, so be it. But we'll stay tuned. We'll keep you all. We're going to take a commercial break right quick. I still got a little bit more cleanup to do. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. Y'all stay right there. Y'all know we getting ready to do 40 seconds. Hey, we're going to switch the screens back because this is throwing me off, too. It's out of whack. Put it down.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you're watching the Shop Report.
It's Christopher, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Touch that dial. Stay tuned.
Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're at Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Barbershop J, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
All right, we are back and things are as they should be. I'm over here, I'm me, and he is he. Anywho, we're going to keep things rolling. Next item on the menu is Hoop Central. This is the one we all want to get to. Double J kind of already led us. He led off with that, right? I was having sprinkler Niagara Falls type issues here. Oh, boy, unbelievable. What a week, I tell you. Anywho, after his 71-point performance, I forget who they were playing. Blazers, Dame Dolla. Did you see that?
Houston.
Oh, okay, Houston. Oh, yeah, it wasn't no need to mention them anyway. Yeah, like I said, I forgot who they were playing. The Blazers drug tested Dame Dolla by drawing his blood right after the game. Did you see that? And not to mention, they had already gave him a drug test earlier that day, took a urine sample. Man, what's the deal with the NBA, man?
Well, they're sounding more and more like the NFL. I don't know if you had seen,
but what did they do down? They didn't. I don't recall him doing Donovan Mitchell like that this year, and he dropped 71.
He may have just not publicly stated it. So apparently, greatness means
I'm gonna see if I can find
performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we opening the can up? Are we opening that door up all the way?
You tell me. Sometimes people just need a foot in the door.
Unbelievable.
No, don't spill it.
I'm not. I'm putting it on the other side here, away from the spittle.
Get you one of those tippy cups, you know.
Oh, hell no.
I got one of those, by the way. All right. It's on layaway at Walmart. What I don't get this, man. This is the first I've ever heard of something like why are you doing it before and after? What was the point after? Even he was incredible. Dame was like, man, what? Are you seriously? This is what y'all doing?
The first was a formality. The second was this is an out of character performance, right?
Not for him. No, what was out of character? The actual point number?
Yeah, the number of points. And remember, he wasn't, look, if you watch how he achieved it, it wasn't like he just sat behind the 3-point line. No, he was creating his own shots, hitting from everywhere, really. I mean, that's how you accumulate. But, it was not, you can't knock that performance. And it wasn't also one of those, well, he wasn't being defended. They were doing the best they could. It wasn't a very good job.
It's the West. It's the West. They don't really play defense in the West. Maybe the top 2 teams in the other 37. It's a crapshoot.
But
here's what I'm saying, though.
You would expect out of the NFL, not the NBA.
Right. Okay, but I would, if you're going to do that, the NBA, if you're going to do that, I could see and I'm not picking on the guy, I'm just making a point here. I could see if it was Austin Reeves.
Stop it.
Or Patrick Beverly going
Why
for
does
71.
that? Wait a minute. Why does that matter? You don't believe any of those guys are incapable? If the Blazers decided tomorrow that we're going to have Jeremy Grant do that, or Simons.
No, Jeremy Grant is not dropping 71.
I believe
absolutely not.
I believe he could do it.
Absolutely. I'm not saying this. Of course, if he was at the park or the boys and girls club, yeah. But you and I, yeah. Would you? I'm wearing diapers, and what are you wearing? You drinking Lucy? Yeah, of course he dropped 71. I'm just saying. Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. Okay. Come on, man. In other words, Dame is one of them guys, man. Then they come up with the Dame time and the whole 9. Dame is one of them guys that's capable. When he dropped 71, that was not shocking to me. I've seen evidence of him being capable of doing that prior to. My son said, man, Dame, he's 71. I was like, oh, okay. Add him to the record books. Now, if he'd have said again, Austin Reeves hit 71, I'd be like, wait, hold up, stop the presses. Patrick Beverly hit 71. Okay, the ball boy for the Charlotte Hornets hit 71. Man, come on now. This is Dame we talking about, man. That's not out of the realm of. That's not no.
Oh, but 71, no.
Listen, wait a minute. If Donovan Mitchell can go for 71, Dame has been putting on displays.
But he's never done that.
Okay, he don't have right. Okay, but what I'm saying to you is
but 30 versus you're talking about double.
Has he ever scored 50? Here. And I don't know. Has he ever scored 50?
I wouldn't put it by him. There was probably a possibility.
Then how many 40s has he had?
100. But that's still, you're talking about almost doubling the production.
Listen, but I'm saying a guy like Dame, I'm not shocked that he dropped 71 because he's got enough.
Even when Kobe
resume.
Did that, remember that Kobe had a week. Like Kobe went, like he was in the 60s multiple times that week, following the 82 or 81, whatever it was.
Yeah, 81.
I don't ever recall hearing him saying he was drug tested. And again, that's someone who did put up 81 and then followed it with multiple similar games.
That's my point.
I'm not talking about a dude putting up 30 and then putting up 70. Those are not the same.
No. What I'm saying to you is, if you go down Dame's resume, since he's been in the league, he done hit big shots in big moments, big games. He done put up big you've seen this guy rattle off 12 threes or 9 threes. Okay, so it's well within his realm let me ask you this question. Will we be surprised if Steph scored 71? Oh my gosh, you're taking. Oh my gosh, how long is it gonna take you here? Oh my God.
I mean, you could say what we've seen. Well, Clay, was it Clay that set the record for points in a quarter?
Okay, that's Clay.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if somebody like Clay has proven, I could put up 33 in one quarter or whatever it was, then you could lean on saying, yeah, okay.
And I'm saying the same thing about Dame. If Dame can put up 40, in other words, it's not like he put up 40 in 2017 and we've never seen him put up 40 again. This guy has got enough 30s, 40s, and probably a couple 50s on his resume that him putting up 71 is not mind-boggling to me. Give me a guy who averages maybe 12 points a game throughout his 4 or 5 year stint in the NBA so far and then drop 71. That's a big jack. Now that's a gap. You got a guy averaging this, then all of a sudden he goes to that. Okay, yeah, no, we need to see you in the back.
Is he averaging 30? Hang on.
I don't know what he's averaging, but what I'm saying to you is you can't. Dame has touched the ballpark. He's been in the realm of 70 on more than a few occasions, and I'm not talking literally. What I'm saying is, from 40 to 80, that's you okay. You're okay. You're in the conversation, so to speak. Okay, you're in the building. But a guy who averages 14 points a game at the NBA level, and that's a lot. Again, still, you are in the NBA. But the guy goes from 14 here and there, and every now and again for a career average, and then he goes for 71. No, I'm not. No, I could buy it if Dame did it. I could buy it if Steph did it. I could buy it if Devin Booker did it. Or who did? He did do it, by the way, didn't he? Or was it 70? I can't recall. Somewhere around in there. I could buy it. But if DeAndre Ayton puts up 71, oh my gosh, somebody else's coach needs to be fired. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
Well, and that's the thing. Prior to the All-Star break, he was on that trajectory. He had 38, or 33, 38, 40, 39, and then the All-Star game he had 26, sat out the following game, and then goes for 71.
I see. Okay. Listen. Okay, it's all there for me. I'm good.
And
now, what did Patrick Beverly have his last 8 games? If you had 6, 5, 3, 7, 4, 2, and 1, and then you go for 71, okay, yeah, come in the tent like the NFL. Come and get in the blue tent. I need to talk to you for a minute there, buddy. But if you hit 38, 39, 45, 41, 50, 47, if you and then you go for 71, okay. All right. Okay, so you just had extra hot sauce on you that night, baby. That's all that was. No, Dame is in the vicinity, is what I'm saying, of 71. I'm not surprised by that. But apparently the NBA was. But to draw his blood, seriously? That's what we doing now? Come on, man. What's really going on? What's really happening?
What I'm trying to see is the 2006 season.
That was Kobe.
Yep. When he did that. Okay, so he had 37, or he had 38 in the consecutive order here.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry. So he was suspended by the NBA in early January. And then he came back 48, 50, 45, 41, 27, 38, 37, 51, 37, 81. He was on a tear.
But do you hear what you're saying, though? That's why I'm not surprised Dame going for 71.
And that's the thing. Even again, later in that season, 43, multiple, 4 times in a row, 42, 51, that's ridiculous.
But that is Kobe, though, right? That is Kobe. Okay. That is Kobe. I just think it's very interesting for the NBA to be drug testing the guy twice. One, okay, is the I don't know, what do you call it? The primitive way, I suppose. And the other one is provocative. Okay, that's an intrusion. All right, come on, man. You stick a needle in the guy. I'm talking about drug test. Are they doing now? So is that the going rate now? That the standard? That the NBA globalization?
Well,
How many did Luke
would
go
be
for
interesting
on a regular consecutive basis? They didn't draw his blood. Well, he is lightweight kind of slow, so I figure if he go for 70, it had to be, Christian Wood on the back end and Kyrie maybe. Which by the way, that duo don't look good, not defensively. Oh my gosh, they look terrible.
Here's the thing. Immediately, as you said, after the game, he was drug tested. Donovan Mitchell also, after that 71, he was drug tested the following morning. A few weeks later, Ja Morant, who had started the season off on a similar tear, revealed he had been drug tested 7 times during that part of the season.
But here's the point I'm making. Well, that's something that don't sit well with me. Listen, why if you drug test the guy before the game, what did he do? You were sitting there watching him play the game. Well, you gonna drug test him after the game?
Hang on a second.
What the heck?
Baseball proved to you that you could take a needle in the behind.
Oh, stop it, man! Dame, seriously, really?
No. What I'm proving here is that there's a track record.
Nobody watches the dugout in baseball like they do the benches in the NBA.
Well, you know what? They can't even have chewing tobacco anymore in there because of that. And Jim Leland can't smoke cigarettes anymore because of that. Despite that. So even though it's better for him. Beal in 2020 scored 50 back-to-back and then 30 the following day, and he was randomly drug tested. He said, I guess the league don't want me to score 50. During the bubble season, the NBA suspended random testing for the devil's lettuce, as they say. But they continued to test, of course, for HGH and other performance enhancers, essentially drugs of abuse, and then such as meth and etc.
Yeah, right.
So, according to the NBA, all players are subject to 4 random tests a season, which is from October 1st to June 30th. And then 2 randoms during the off season. So when they choose,
what
could be the luck of the draw.
Yeah, okay.
In addition to,
which says like the ping pong balls in the lottery basket.
Well, I certainly think the second one was the first test. May have just been for the heck of it, but then that second one there was intent behind it.
Of course, that's what I'm drawing at here. That's unbelievable, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to Dame for putting it out there like that. Like what?
Yeah, but this isn't. But what I'm pointing out is this isn't new. Every star athlete in the NBA, following a big game and a drug test, has pointed out what took place.
Okay, here's what I'm saying to you. Yes, I'm not saying that it's new. I'm not surprised by the fact that they do it. What irks my bones is you hit him twice. You got him before the game. The guy's sitting on the bench. Nobody stuck a needle in his backside between the first one and then the second one. He was on the court. What are you gonna do when he had the free throw line? Send the ball boy or the guy sweeping the floor up there. Come on, man. Stop it. There was no need. That's when everybody was there front and center.
I have a bigger problem with Ja Morant's because his 7th test was during a 10-game streak. But again, 7 tests. If you recall what I stated here, is all players are subject to 4 random tests.
I know. You said 7.
Right. At what point can he not only just gripe, but also file a grievance?
Hello?
Why wasn't that done? Where's Cliff Paul?
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's doing State Farm commercials again. I'm just saying. They brought him back. Anyway, yeah, let's move on because I'm trying to tell you right now, something smells kind of a little murky to me. Iowa's Caitlin Clark.
And that's what they're smelling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you what I'm smelling. Iowa's Caitlin Clark. Did you see that shot that she hit against Indiana?
I sure
did.
did.
My gosh. They showed the replay, and all I did was look at her face. She shot that little girl can play. She's probably gonna be #1 pick. Oh, she's not coming out this year, is she?
No, and she's not going to. Here's why. This is something that was actually debated on, brought up on the Big Ten Network, that she has multiple, because of name, image, and likeness, that the max, player salary, meaning like in MLS, they have what's known as a designated player that you can spend more. And in the WNBA's case, that max is, I believe, $225,000.
So the NIL deal is what, $2.5 million?
Correct.
Like that. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So
no need to come out.
Because
I'll stay here for 4 years.
Nike. She has the Nike deal. She has about 5 or 6 NIL deals. So not only
no need for her to go to the WNBA.
You're absolutely right. She knows.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I don't know.
College, and that'd be it for her.
Well, and that's the thing. She can also use her COVID year. So in theory, she could stay for an additional 3 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about the COVID caveat. Oh, yeah.
So
WNBA.
Why not set records and be the star of the show? She's being talked about on this, program as well. And rightfully so. And unfortunately, and this is what's always kind of bothered me, is why isn't it translating at the next level? Right?
What do you mean?
We've seen for years like Skylar Diggins and Diana Taurasi and
Maya Moore.
Just the names and list goes on. And we watch them in college, and all of a sudden during the summer, we're just not tuning in. I do occasionally, but and I've attempted and even participated. I've gone to a Las Vegas Aces game. It's just it kind of befuddled me a little bit, because we've seen these star players, and clearly they're capable of getting the deals and getting the attention of these major companies, but yet so whose fault does it really become here? Because obviously those players are great, are rightfully so complaining for higher pay. And at the same time, I feel like this is really a macro issue that can be solvable, because and maybe this is why the small market approach would be more impactful in the WNBA setting, because here's something I've taken a look at. When you look at other, collegiate sports at stadiums like or team, middle America, like Nebraska and Kansas, even Kentucky, right? They're fully capable, as small as these towns and states are in terms of population. They have some of the biggest boosters.
I was just going to say that. It's the boosters that's buying all of that, baby.
Well, but nevertheless, they're capable of filling it up. Iowa wrestling was able to fill half of the football stadium by wrestling outdoors.
What?
Yes. And so, there's
what in the Jack and the Beanstalk is going on in Iowa?
So have they been doing it wrong by trying to go big market with a small product?
Who?
I'm talking about the WNBA should have a Wisconsin team, a Nebraska team, a Kansas team, follow the collegiate ideology.
All right.
Because they've proven. I watched yesterday Michigan State, remarkable comeback against Nebraska, but it was a sold-out arena for a 8-win Big Ten team.
Okay, but wait a minute. What? Okay, you just mentioned prior to. Oh, excuse me, folks out there. Sorry about that. They don't have the money.
Who doesn't have the money?
The WNBA. It costs money to start a franchise, even in Nebraska.
Right, but you're telling me.
Who are you gonna call? Jimmy Haslam? Hello, Jimmy. What are you gonna do there?
Well, that's where these teams are coming from. Those same ownership. The same ownership. When Matt Ishbia bought the Phoenix Suns, he also purchased the Mercury.
Spell that 2 times. Oh, yeah. Okay, well. Yeah.
Believe it or not, he did play for Tom Izzo and won a national title with him.
I'm sure. Yeah. Matter of fact, it wasn't that Mateen Cleaves year, was it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was
99. I thought, it was 99.
97.
97.
98.
Okay.
I think we're right in the middle there. 97 was Michigan, was football with Charles.
Yeah. Wood. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that little girl can play. And if you're getting NIL deals, no need to go to the next level until you get tired of whatever it is you're doing at the current level. Hold on. Let's see what we got here.
What's this that she's referring to?
I'm not sure. What's she saying here? Played. You got to help me out, Miss Alva. I'm not sure what. Oh man, my whole screen is done. Oh boy, unbelievable. Yeah, you got to help me out, Miss Alva. I'm not sure I know what you mean by played. Unless I misspelled or mispronounced something. Probably I did. Yeah, what did I say? That little girl can played? I don't know. I probably did. Caitlin Clark. If you're not hip to it, you better get hip. And I'm going to still say to this day, and I'm going to keep saying it, the women's game, from a fundamental standpoint, the floor game is far more better than it is the men's game. Let's keep things rolling. Did you want to add a nice little comment there? I didn't think you did. Anywho, NCAA men's top 10. I'm going to go through the list of.
You might as well go through the top 25 because it's changing.
But that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make here. And why is it changing?
Due to losses that took place over the last 2 days.
Exactly. Let me read off the squads.
All right.
Okay, let me read them off. And then let me throw my 17 cent in there. We got Houston at number 1, Bama at 2, which I don't know if they did tonight. Who were they playing tonight? Bama was playing somebody tonight. Did they get beat? Auburn. Did they get beat?
No, they should have.
Oh, they came back and won?
Yeah, in overtime.
Okay, all right. Number 3, Kansas.
But you know what? How do you feel about how they've handled that situation?
That's on the menu.
All right.
That's
okay.
On the menu.
Well, this guy, the notes are all wet. All right. I can't.
No,
read
they're dry
anything
now.
here.
They're dry. They're dry. I use my hot comb. Okay. Says the guy who don't have no hair. 4 is UCLA. 5 is Purdue. Oh boy.
Oh, 6 is, one more time. I didn't hear that.
6 is Marquette. That's what I said. 7 is Baylor.
They played Purdue.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Scott Drew. His dad, Homer, was gracious enough to give me tickets to my first Valpo game. He's retired. When you think of March
Scott,
Madness,
that's my man, Scotty D, baby.
Yeah. So his dad, coach,
his son hit the shot in that 1 year.
That's right. Bryce. Yeah.
Bryce. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. Don't. He at home.
Yeah.
That's Ohio, baby. Don't come on now. Don't settle down there.
All right.
8 Arizona, 9 Texas, 10 Gonzaga. Let me just say this right quick. Houston, I don't trust them. All athleticism. Wait till that one and done come. See, the tournament gonna tell on you. That's all I'm saying. I hope we got a comment here. Let's see who is this. Is that Miss Alva commenting again one time?
Oh boy, here we go.
She said Matt Ishiba played for Izzo. Ah, okay. Shout out there, Miss Alva. Okay. Yeah. Houston, I don't trust them. Bama.
Now remember, Ralph Sampson is the coach.
Oh, please.
Remember, you don't have no love for Ralph Sampson?
Man, he coached at Oklahoma. He coached.
You're Mr. Nostalgia, especially as it pertains to the college game.
Yeah,
where did Ralph Sampson go? Where did he play his collegiate ball?
Ralph Sampson played at Virginia.
That's right.
Ralph
Legendary
Sampson.
coach just passed away. But you're absolutely right.
Okay, so I mean,
and that was during a time where you had Dean Smith, you had Jimmy Valvano was in there.
Skip Prosser, I think Skip Prosser.
Yeah,
no,
you had
Skip Prosser.
He would at Georgia Tech.
I believe so. Well, Mark Price and John Sally and all.
Yeah. So you're talking about some legendary coaches.
Denny Crum at Louisville.
Yep.
Jim Boeheim been at Syracuse about as long.
Exactly. So but again, what I'm pointing out is that gentleman.
Dang, man. Hold on. I just thought about it. Jim Boeheim's still at Syracuse, and Krzyzewski is gone.
Right.
John Thompson's gone from Georgetown years ago.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think Pat Ewing is going to be gone as well here. It just it's not been good.
I was kind of pulling for him, but it's still some folks in New York that's not happy with Patrick or John Starks. But anyway, you got to read the 1990 New York Knicks in order to find out all the details. Bama, that whole deal with Miller, that guy
can play, and it pains me. He's tone deaf, dude. How can you not? And this is what bothers me about first as coach. I believe Nate Oates is an enabler. I'm disappointed in how they've handled all of it. Saban, you could say what you want, but when it comes to people making mistakes, he is one that's always about forgiveness. But two, you do if you made a mistake, you do have to own up to it.
Yeah, right. Listen. Just a little side note. My sons will tell you. I said you got choices in life, and I'm holding up two fingers because when you make a choice, you're only going to get one or the other as an end result, consequence or reward. You're not 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old anymore. You're 19, you're 21. Now, I don't say like some people do, oh, you're a grown man. No, you're not. Age does not make you grown.
Kid.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Age does not make you grown. But you've been around long enough, okay, that if you stop and think about it for a minute, then you'll know that your choice either going to end up in a consequence or reward. That you are old enough to understand, okay?
Correct, yeah.
So, but then you got a lot of these kids, man, that's got this entitlement type of deal. And I'm not, it's not really
This is why, we talk a lot about coaching, dude. And that's what I'm saying.
I'm not even on the coaching side. What I don't like for instance, I don't know when they started this, like high school football. Let's say some guy is a top recruit, out of the top 10 recruits. This guy in particular, this particular day is the number 3 recruit in the country. ESPN and all of the media conglomerates, they go to this one place, the guy's gym, and he's sitting at a table with 5 different hats on wherever school he's getting ready to go. Hey, listen. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, look who just now joined the party, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, where did he go?
Hold on. I'm having computer difficulties here. Oh, yeah. Look who just now joined the party.
All right.
Yeah. Look who just now joined the party. You hiding?
What's going on?
You hiding?
Hiding from who?
I don't know. Oh, man. Don't come on here doing your hair. This dude right here, man.
Hey, listen, man. When you got hair, you got to do it sometime. You don't got to worry about that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I know. But why you got to do it? This with your phone is a mirror too? You got a two-way? You got a two-way mirror?
It bothers him, TJ. He's going to need one of those immersive ads where, he could put hair back up there.
Absolutely. Now I'm going out with mine, baby. I'm an original. I came in as an original. I'm going to leave as an original.
You
understand me?
They could take your back hair and put it on your head if you want them to do.
Oh, okay. I see you. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're cracking funnies. Okay, got you. Anywho, who you hiding from, man? I know whose office you in. What you hiding from? What you doing in there? Don't make me have to make a phone.
This is my office. It's my little cubicle.
Okay, yeah, you got a cubicle. Yeah, what you doing to have? Is that Windex in the background? I see.
Yeah, for like your glasses.
You look like Lucia up in there. Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Take your glasses off. I don't want to spray you in the eyes.
The NCAA men's top 10. What I said, Houston, I don't trust. Bama, that whole deal with Miller is going. I think it might come back because there's too much conversation going on around surrounding it, and it's going to hurt them going into the tournament.
They should have done a minor suspension just for. Here's what.
Because then you got to
stinks.
Then you'd have people coming out talking about, oh, they just suspended him. That's like suspending a guy for a half and then letting him play in the second half. That's a token.
But here's the thing: he's never been formally charged, so it was more. But here's the thing: you went and purchased the weapon for a teammate. Like, what does that say about you? You.
How can he?
To me, you're equally, you're more responsible because you could have told him no.
Okay, well, listen.
Look out for your teammate, right? They're supposed to be your brothers.
Yeah, in some parts of the country, bro, you are an accomplice is an accomplice. But TJ, let me ask you: do you what do you think they should have done to the guy, Brandon Miller, for Alabama?
You talking about what's it called, son?
No, whose son? Is he somebody's son?
I know somebody's son had just recently got in trouble. What's his name again?
Brandon Miller for Alabama. He gave a teammate the gun and the gun was used to shoot. I think somebody got killed, if I'm not mistaken, behind it.
Right, but what was that guy's name he gave to the?
I forget. Oh, okay, I forget. Double J looking it up.
What? Darius Miles.
Is that Darius Miles?
Darius Miles. Yeah. Okay.
Miles,
from my understanding, it was.
That's
it
what
is.
I'm about.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, first of all, you gave somebody a gun, but you didn't pull the trigger. So I don't understand what's the problem here. Did he know what he was going to do?
See, that I don't know.
Or was he like, hey, you need protection, man? Here. Somebody messing with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to get into the whole investigation. And see, I'm not privy to none of that. But I'm gonna say it's different circumstance. Now, if you're giving it to your boy and like, hey, bro, somebody you saying they messing with you. Oh well, here you go, man. Just in case. I understand he don't supposed to have a gun on campus, but
Yeah, sometimes the situation. I mean, but yeah, the way in which we grew up. There's a certain code, I guess you want to call it that. I don't go by the code, but once upon a time, there are things and situations that occur and whatnot where you say, I'm going to get them before they get me and whatnot. I get that. But at the end of the day, man, it's too many situations where we saying free the homies and not enough don't do it, bruh. That's to Double J's point. You know what I'm saying? Free the homies and look, don't do it, bro.
You gotta remember, hey, listen, man, you gotta reset your mind back into a teenager or whatever. I don't know how old these guys, but I know they're young, right? So you gotta reset. They didn't live life yet how you live life.
I know that, but here's the deal.
You from that standpoint, okay.
Yeah, but here's the deal though. But hold up, bro. Hold up. We ain't talking about me. Then I'm gonna use him as an example. I do it all the time.
But
my sons are 21 and 19, bro. My sons are 21 and 19. They got homies. They be like, bro, don't do it. I'm not rolling with you. If I can sense or sniff that you up to know what you getting ready to do up to no good, even though we might hang when we go hoop, I'm not about to do it. So you can be at 19 or 20 in this day and age, bro, and tell you, come on now. You can, look, you can tell him, don't do it, bro.
Listen, man, most of these basketball players and football players, they from the hood too, man. They live by certain, they got friends who in the streets, family who in the streets. So some of them live by that code where, hey, we gonna handle business.
But at the end of the day, okay, I'm with you. But let me say this then. Let me back up a minute. I come from a time where It was dudes in the streets. It was homies, the whole nine. It was a certain. But we had dudes. If we knew that guy had a chance to be something,
exactly.
If we knew that guy had a chance to be something, we was like, "Hey, bro, no, man, no,
this ain't for you."
We would yank him
but
up.
Guess what? Guess what? Are they in college right now? Is the big homies there in college with them?
No, but at that point, you kind of made it.
Yeah, but listen.
You kind of made it. Hold on,
you're already out of the hood at that point. You're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Listen,
I don't know where he's from.
College is not making it. Y'all know better.
NIL now. Come on, man. These kids.
No.
I know listen, man. I know a lot of cats went to college and they looking for jobs right now. So you ain't making it.
Okay,
But I'm saying as a hooper.
Let me say this. Regardless of the
Hey,
sport.
listen. They just been fighting for them hoopers. Hey, we need to get paid for our likeness and all this. They just not. We
were just talking about Caitlin Clark, the girl who's making over $1 million off of it.
Okay, but let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick. Antonio Gates. Have you seen the Antonio Gates story?
Yeah, I know. Well,
I know his story.
He played with the AD over down the street that went to school.
Go look at the Antonio Gates story. It wasn't no NIL deals then. He said, yeah, if you go listen to Antonio Gates, the infamous tight end for the Chargers, he said, yeah, man, I grew up in the hood, man. I used to walk past the drug dealers and the pushers and all that all day. He said, I tried to do that kind of stuff. And them dudes was like, look, man, our shot is done. But you got a shot, bro. Take your ass home.
Yeah,
and one of the dudes yanked him up by his collar and took him on home, man. It's got to be a collide.
Well, yeah, Antonio Gates from Detroit.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but listen, somebody did that, right?
Right.
These guys, somebody must have never told them, hey, man, you got too much to lose. You don't need to be doing no.
Doubt. Come on, TJ. It ain't got to come from your homies. Somebody somewhere, bro. Somebody somewhere, man. You can't.
And remember, he didn't.
Now, if he didn't listen to him, that's different. Yeah, well, yeah.
You said what?
He shot a female.
You think that man knew he was about to go shoot a female?
We don't. I don't know.
Miller, I don't know. But still, even then, why?
I mean, the question was surrounded around the guy who gave the gun, right? Or y'all talking about the guy who did the shooting? No,
the guy who did it. I mean, that was just foolish. But we're talking about the teammate who's going to be a lottery pick. And I watched dude go and put up 41 in was unstoppable.
Your boy Monty Bates been balling, huh?
Yeah,
Monty been doing his thing. He need to put on some weight though, man, for real.
No, he don't. He cool.
No, he need to put on some weight, man. I seen him the other day up close, man. I started crying, man.
Y'all the same.
I'm just trying. What you say? Help you. What you say, Nappy McNappy? What you
Fix
say?
your glasses so you can hear me.
Okay. What you saying?
Anyway, Ja Morant beating up 17-year-olds.
Oh yeah, I can't even explain that. I'm not
going to
try to.
They said he hit the boy between 13 and 16 times. Now that's a specific number that I'm like, hold on. So they was counting these punches, this combo. That young man about to get paid.
And he brandished a firearm too at him? What could a minor have done? Why is Ja trying to prove that he again?
Shout out to my man Abdul. He said, "What up, y'all?" Ed O'Bannon was the forefather to get the ball running for these NIL guys. They should be thanking him. Yeah, shout out,
That's true.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because he was like, "Ain't nowhere in the world, y'all." Hey, Ed O'Bannon, the reason why they killed the whole. Well, I don't want to use the word "killed." Forgive me, but shut down the whole 2K, not the 2K, the EA Sports NCAA game. Yeah, he's like, no, ain't y'all not using my name for free? How y'all use my name and everybody get a piece and a portion of it, but I don't. But we live in the land of the free, in the home of the brave, and equality. Yeah, all right. Yeah, miss me. Yeah, okay,
I just don't understand.
I'm buying what you're selling.
To me, it's almost common sense to not buy a gun for somebody else. Like it's got your name on it. It's got your name on it.
But Double J, if the world comprehended on the same level, all sense will be common.
Let's say hypothetically that the teammate did a good job. Like It wasn't blatantly obvious, and they couldn't find him, right? But they find the firearm.
What if he say, "Hey man,
Miller would be in handcuffs
I'm about to walk
right
to the
now
store for a minute. I'm about to go to the corner store, man. You got that piece on you? Let me see it."
Well, see that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
But again, we're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and you need to.
Oh no! Don't get it twisted. They get down like that down there.
Well, I know, I understand.
They get down.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, Double J. It must be something going on down there for him to even have a firearm.
Well, but that's part of my problem is that Mississippi just passed some stuff that is certainly questionable. Would make you say I need to, and I get it. The status of the country, you could say you could be anywhere, and you may need one for your own protection. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. That's all.
It is. Because that dude is tremendously talented. But
let's give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Like we just all have. Let's take TJ's word for it and say that was the example. Why go into a game and get patted down? That's like Gilbert Arenas doing this after.
I didn't even see that part, TJ. I think you clipping. Wait a minute. Whoa. What you mean? I didn't even. What you mean? Pat it down.
Over the weekend, his intro into the game, his teammate goes and pats him down. Come on, bro. That's stupidity. That I can't forget. I can't look past that.
That's
so. That's why now TJ. Let's take your word for it, right? Oh, it was a mistake, or his man said, "Let me just hold this real quick. I'll bring it right back."
Because now it's almost like you're making a mockery of what didn't took place. It's like
you're gonna go and get patted down by your teammate in your intro. That's insulting to the family. That you know what I mean? Like that's insulting to everyone. Anybody that stuck up for you. And then the coach again, Nate Oates. Once again, his mind is elsewhere. I didn't see it. It won't happen again.
But that's talent.
He's an enabler, man. I don't.
That's the talent that guy is, because they're excusing the talent. Because at the end of the day, if he was the 10th guy on the bench, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Here's the thing: you can control your home arena, but when you go to these neutral floors in the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, and you have 4 different schools there, and likely more, these teams are and you could tell the margins that Alabama's been winning by have been razor thin.
Yeah,
it is bothering them.
Yeah, that's what I was watching it early. I don't know why I said I forgot who they were playing, because I did. Okay, y'all know my line. I'm not going to even say it. Like the transmission on the 68 Buick, y'all know the rest. But I was watching that game.
We don't know the rest.
No, yeah, you know the rest. You know the rest with your little safety jacket, captain jacket in the background hanging up on the door. Yeah.
It's a perk that comes with the office, man.
Yeah, okay, got you. You need to put it in the washer. Yeah, man. I was watching the game, and I'm saying to myself that Bama was down. Auburn was mowing them, mopping the floor. And I'm like, yeah, man, Bama.
Lakers beat this OKC Thunder without Brian and AD.
Yeah, they'll make the play in now without them 2 bums.
You so disrespectful.
No, I'm not disrespectful. I'm not. You don't. Please. That's not what we're talking about. You don't even want to go down that road.
Down what road?
Down the road of I seen the injury to your boy. Okay. Not Anthony Band-Aid. No, not Anthony Band-Aid. I'm talking about his boy. Okay, Prime James. I'm talking about Prime James. I'm talking about I'm talking about your boy. Well, come on, man.
From now on, when you mention him, you say the all-time leader in points. Okay, read my bio right there.
I say I got a translator on this. I got a translator on this platform, this program. I call him Prime James. That's what that equivalent that to me. Anyway, I see the injury. that the Prime James go down on. And then I see the injury Giannis got hurt on. And I'm saying to myself, who you picking? Double J, is that you messing around with the settings? What in the world?
First of all, what are you talking about? Who you picking? What are you saying?
What you mean? What you mean?
What are you saying?
I'm just asking you a question, man. Who you picking?
You talking about right now, a 38-year-old or a 27-year-old?
No, I'm talking about toughness. I'm just talking about it's a toughness factor. That's all.
Bruh.
If you look at what Giannis
all your
did
favorite
to his
players, listen.
Hey, don't disrespect nobody. Don't disrespect nobody.
Listen, all your favorite players was injury prone their whole careers. My boy he started getting hurt after 35. So what you talking about toughness? Stop.
Hey, I said Giannis. What Giannis did to his hand and still was willing to come back in the game and play, and what Prime James did to his pinky toe, I ain't trying to hear it, man. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah,
your points are not valid. Double J, man. Why he think Brian 25? Why he think he's 25 and it just
for the same reason? Because let the apologist tell it he's 17.
No,
all over again. No. Man, y'all see what he doing, man? He was flying through the sky. He was in a dunk contest on 2K. Oh,
let
man,
you tell it he Derrick Rose or somebody.
Hey, don't be disrespecting Adidas. That's Adidas. That's what happened. Oh man,
no.
you lost your rabbits.
You talking about
lost your rabbits on the speed program.
He Kawhi Leonard. That's what you saying.
Kawhi used to be my dude.
That was your dude, and he the weakest superstar in the world.
Oh wow, really, you disrespected.
He more pathetic than Glass man up in LA.
That's okay. He went to Toronto and won a real championship, not one that was in the bubble. Yeah, I don't trust Baylor either.
Yeah, he beat four injured
Warriors. Yeah. You see what I'm doing here? I'm doing one of these numbers. Yeah. I don't trust Purdue.
What?
I don't. Nope. You have got to be playing your best basketball at this point in the season. Remember now, this is not the NBA that you all love every day. It's a 7-game series. No, this is one and done. Now you can lose one.
I'll be right back.
Okay, holla at your boy. Yeah, we're gonna be getting out of here in a short few minutes. Okay, but come on back with you. If you come back and we still here, it's all to the good. If you're not, y'all, I just want y'all to know TJ was in the building. Now he has left the building. I'm trying to tell you right now, Double J, it's one and done in the tournament. You can lose as many games you want in the conference tournaments, but when you get to the big dance, baby, you're going home if you have one of them type of performances that Purdue has been having, that Houston has been having, that Bama has then had, that Kansas had, the UCLA done had, that Marquette, maybe, Baylor done had, Arizona, Texas, and Gonzaga. Mark few. It should be a few less teams that we should be talking about. Why has so many teams that have touched the top 5 or top 1 or 2 or 3 have had so many losses and can't stay in those positions throughout the season? Why? Don't blame it on one and dones.
Purdue's been there for all season long. Once they got there, they've never slipped further than 5.
Okay, all right. That's fair. Purdue is fair. That's a fair.
And you're talking about a team with a freshman backcourt that has, again, they have the pieces, and they've lost a total of 5 games now. They've got wins over Marquette. They've got wins over Gonzaga.
Miss Allen, shout out. He said Barbershop may have lost the cause with that comment. I'm gonna give you a lot. Please, no. It was his hot comb. His hot comb was ready. That's all that was. He was getting his hot comb ready.
I look again. It was disappointing what happened over the weekend, and sometimes, right, a team may have your number, and I don't know what they were expecting, but the challenge is, oh, stop it!
Thank you. Shout out. Yeah, baby.
Well, all I know is 25 Big Ten championships, including this year.
Who got 25 Big Ten championships?
The number 5 team in the country.
And has yet to translate to
well, to be determined. To be determined.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. Purdue is I just ran up. That's the reason why I only did the top 10, because
and 2 of those teams in there have lost. One of which on a neutral floor by 18.
Which one? Okay, let me run by the list. Let me run the list again. Houston is number 1.
And they
Bama's
got
number 2.
Smoked at home to Alabama.
Okay, hold on.
Alabama got smoked by Oklahoma.
Yes, hold on to your rented mule right quick. Hold on. Brother Richard's not here. Stop trying to take his place. Number 3, Kansas. 4 is UCLA. 5 is Purdue. 6 is Marquette. 7, Baylor. 8, Arizona. 9, Texas. 10, Gonzaga. Who do you trust right now to say is, and I'm telling you, take the bias out, Paige and Mrs. Alva. Mrs. Alva, could you please take the Lucia first? All right, thank you. Taking the bias out, who do you trust as I'm talking about, like, okay, yeah, them is legit contenders right there.
I would probably
None
say
of
Kansas.
the top 10.
I would probably say Kansas because of quad 1 wins. And if it seems unanimous that the Big 12 is being crowned as the best conference this year, largely because of what I showed a little earlier with that log jam that the Big Ten's had. Where there's been no.
But why is it such a log jam in the Big Ten, man? That's not parity. That's putrid. The play in the Big Ten is putrid.
That's what they're suggesting. I'm
trying to tell you, Ohio State, for instance.
Okay, so when you have a team like Purdue, who has, despite what you just said, remained on top the entire year in that conference.
Oh, I'm not diminishing that. I mean,
they've never been in second place or anything like that. And then they have quality wins against Duke, against who's again they've.
Oh,
but
whoever
they beat
all the teams that
Gonzaga
beat Duke this year, that's not a quality win.
There's 2 teams again. There's 2 teams in the top 10 right now that were just listed that have lost to Purdue. I don't necessarily know. Marquette and Gonzaga.
Oh, really? Gonzaga? Their run is
but
done.
they beat them by 18. They're still in the top 10.
Okay, they're in the top 10. You know why? They said we got to get somebody to fill in that spot. Might as well pick them.
Well, they tried to rank Kentucky again, and I think they lost to Vandy.
Exactly. That's what I'm
exactly.
Nobody wants the top 10 spots. Listen, how many times, let's look at Houston, for instance. How many times has Houston this season been number 1 and lost it and been number 1 again?
A few times.
Exactly. How does that happen? Where?
In their case, it really shouldn't happen, right? That conference is not very strong. And so, when they played, they don't have a lot of quad 1 wins. And when they had the opportunity against Alabama, they were destroyed. But you look at Alabama and you say the SEC is not very strong this year, right? Just going off of the historic, of a historic vantage point. And they go to the road game against a Big 12 team who's near the bottom of the Big 12, and they lose by double digits. I mean, I think they lost by over 20 points. You're telling me that's the number 2 team in the country before all this nonsense with Miller?
I don't trust the top 10 at all. At all. You could give me I didn't go through the whole list, but if you want to, you give me the top 25 if you want to. I'm pretty sure out of the top 25, I'd pick somebody else other than the top 10 to probably win the national championship this year.
So, look, we're running out of games here. So in some cases, the conference tournaments have already started for some of the smaller conferences. They'll be finished this weekend.
Yeah.
So looking at a very narrowing field, right? With who you said somebody out of the top 25 potentially. I believe it'll be someone who's currently within the top 25 that will win it all. But again, we would have to go through that list. because again, we all know it takes a little bit of luck, because but luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So you got to be, first and foremost, I talk about the zone and how the zone is stifling.
Is that really luck then? When opportunity meets preparation, that's luck? Really? I don't know. But okay.
Well, you need the opportunity, but you got to be prepared for said opportunity.
I mean, hey,
when they got to cross paths.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So if I'm staying ready and I ain't got to get ready, then whatever come my way was supposed to. That ain't by chance. I put myself in the position stance. You know what I'm saying? You understand me?
Well, a half court shot.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, half court shot. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, oh yeah, all right. Yeah, I got you. Half court shots. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I don't trust the top 10. That's why I put them on here today. I just don't trust them. I don't trust none of them. I know what the rankings say, but if I'm in we're gonna do our own little selection Sunday show, whatever. Not on Sunday, but we'll come back. Well, the tournament, whenever they do the selection they do it on a Sunday, right? And the games are played to start that following Monday or something like that, or that following Thursday.
That first 4 will start usually, I think, 2 games.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then the tournament usually starts like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
or something like
Thursday.
That. Okay, so we'll be right there on the cusp. We'll be ready. You know, you know, God willing, we get to see it the next day and whatnot. We'll be ready, and then we'll definitely come back and hey, when we're going to put the bracket up, and I'm going to, I don't need to see the top 25 right now. I don't. When we come back here and we put the bracket up, I'm going to pick for you, most likely somebody other than the top 10. Let's say things stay the way they are for the most part, right? Somebody other than the top 10 to win it all, or even make the final 4, Elite 8 even. But I got a feeling right now. I got a feeling.
Well, your number 1 seeds, according to Lenardi, I mean, we could pull up Bracket Matrix, which combines all of them.
The number 1 seeds are Houston is going to be a number 1 seed.
Yeah, they're saying that
number 2
that's
seed.
your number 1 overall currently. Meaning, again, how it's supposed to work. Seeds. Correct. Yeah. How it's supposed to work is that number 1 seed gets the worst of the number 2s, 3s, and so on and so forth. So essentially, your number 8 team as the 2 seed, your number 12 team as the 3.
Oh, sorry.
16 as the 4, and so on and so forth. And so that would likely mean that Houston is in the South region. However, that Elite 8 Sweet 16 that second weekend would take place at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville.
I'm telling you, man. I've watched. Listen, let me say this about Purdue. I think I said it once before. If I did, forgive me for being redundant. If I didn't, let me say it now. Okay, how about that? There's no reason why with Zach Edey in the game that they should not run the table. There's no reason why.
What do you mean?
Offensively,
okay, so
anyway.
Solve the double team then. And in some cases, he gets hacked. And they're just not calling it. I hate.
Shaq went through that.
One. Right.
Shaq went through that. You got to go through it sometimes.
Okay, so you're saying, but this is where is he too?
Hey, you know what you start doing?
Is he too passive when that's happening? Should it? He always.
Yes, that's what I was just getting ready to say. You know what he has to start doing? Even if it's, but I would do it early in the game so I could survive a foul or some sort of whatever. Man, when I'm gonna catch you in your chest with one of them little elbows, them little points.
Yeah, but they call it, and then he sits.
Okay,
Painter, the way that he coaches, the minute he picks up a foul, he subs him out.
Painter is scary. He's scared. No, I'm gonna make you pay for. I'm gonna make you pay for chopping me. I'm gonna make you pay for it. Either in coins, cash, or I'm not gonna even say that word. I'm gonna make you pay. You understand what I'm trying to tell me? I'm gonna be here all day, baby. Yeah.
So who do you have? Who does what is it? What is Barbershop Jay's criteria for being a non-scary type of or that you would be confident in, right? Because as you stated, none of the top 10 have been able to prove it in your eyes.
I'm with you, Miss Alva. I'm with you. I've watched a few Purdue games this year, but hey, listen, if it's called reciprocity. We're just gonna have to, like Coach. We're gonna have to. You got to figure out a way. Somebody's gonna have to take a foul. Maybe you have to put somebody else in the game later. I don't know, but they're gonna have. I'm gonna make y'all respect what I do out here. You ain't gonna just be chopping at me all doggone day, Coach. Hey, listen. Hey, I had to give him an elbow. Don't take me out of the game or something. Edie got this. Hey, listen. I'm out here for a reason. Go through that now, so when you get in the tournament, you're already seasoned enough to be able to deal with that kind of stuff, man. Because what you think is going to happen once you get in the round robin?
Exactly. So don't you believe, given the stretch of 5-6 games, that they're having to do exactly that? Now, tomorrow, coincidentally, even though Wisconsin hasn't been the Wisconsin of yesteryear, they're still winning in Madison is difficult. And so their last two are not easy.
No, not for this Purdue team. No, not for this Purdue team. No.
You may recall last year, now, albeit they had Johnny Davis, who I believe was the number 8, top 10 pick this year.
That's what I'm saying. Wisconsin is not, no. Yeah, okay. Home court advantage might hold serve for Wisconsin for the first 2 minutes. Once Edie get up and down that court a couple of times, and that game would be over before that. By half, that game would be. It should be out of reach.
Should be.
But that's what Purdue.
And this is why. Do they turn it on? Is this because again they showed us this being the Purdue team, and really more so. This is the struggle that I have again with that backcourt, that you're relying not solely on 2 freshman guards. They do have, David Jenkins, but the outside shooting hasn't been consistent, but they're very capable. We've seen Mason Gillis put 8 3-pointers up on his own. They can all do it. Lawyer could fill it up.
My man Cash Bailey or Cash Bailey. I'm saying my man. I don't know. Cash Bailey could be. I don't know. I'm just saying Cash Bailey. Shout out to Cash Bailey for weighing in. What's the score between Texas and TCU? Double J will get you that update right quick. Appreciate you for weighing in. Listen, Purdue has got to use Edie offensively. Go ahead. What's the score?
17-10 TCU thus far.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa.
No, my gosh. It's DeLucia again. Oh, my gosh. Come on, man. You're giving folks that's tuning in and you giving out false information.
Sorry, it's 53-48.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What the?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It had to reload.
What you doing? You had to reload. Oh, my God, man.
Oh, hell no.
What are you doing, man? You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Yeah, so about 10:35 left. And that's TCU is up again by 5.
Oh, my gosh. This guy here, man. Yeah, I'm keep looking. Yeah, Helen. I keep looking at this list, man. And I'm not impressed.
Well, look what's happening right now, right? You're talking about the number. Wasn't Texas in the top 10? Didn't you just say that?
At number 9. Texas is at 9.
And they're down 5 right now.
With 10 and some change left.
I mean, there's still time. And Marcus Carr, obviously, transferred from Minnesota, phenomenal player. They lost Courtney Ramey, and that was a big guy. Remember, Purdue put them out last year. They had the issue with the coach, Chris Beard. He had a domestic issue. He was dismissed. Those charges have been dropped since, but it doesn't look like he's going to be returning. And obviously, that their interim coach has proven himself at this point by keeping those guys consistent. But
I don't place much stock in them. Again, okay, let's take Purdue off the table. All right.
Yep, for sure.
Let's go back to Houston. When you watch Houston play, what
defense?
Is it? Okay, well, that is fair. I'll give you that. And that does translate to a round robin. Defense does translate to a round robin.
And Marcus Sasser should be in the NBA. I thought he would have left after last season. I'm very surprised.
Well, the dude is a talent. But let me tell you what I see when I watch them. I see defense. I do, and that you can hang your hat on that. When you get to the tournament, them games might be 61-59 type of deal. You know what I mean?
But that's very difficult for a lot of teams to be able to win those grind them out games. Remember, Alabama torched them. Truthfully, I would almost want to go back and see what Alabama shot. Were they on fire from three, which is usually a zone's kryptonite if you're hitting the shots that day.
Yeah.
But that's just it. Look what happened to Indiana yesterday. And I caught it another time when they lost to Maryland, I believe. The zone defense, Indiana? And I say this around every year around this time, the zone defense, when they put IU in that zone, when Iowa did that, IU they couldn't work with it.
Yeah, but that was at home. Syracuse been running his own defense for 425 years, and they only won one title out of it, i.e. because of Carmelo Anthony. Now, they've been obviously in the tournament for all of those years, but they only won one chip, excuse me. They only won one chip, so it's a way to beat us. Then what type of zone? 2-3. Everybody plays a 2-3 zone. The 2-3 zone is effective, but it's beatable. It's beatable. If it was the lock, stock, and barrel, then Jim Boeheim would have had at least 5 or 6 national championships by now. McNamara and Hakeem Warwick and all them type of guys, now they
get credit.
I'm saying they should have won more. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Exactly. They should have won more. Okay. All right. 2-3. Miss me with the 2-3.
Believe it or not,
has the defense. Houston has the defense, but when I watch them, I'm saying to myself, you know what it reminds me of? I'll get to your question, your comment here in a second, Miss A. Going prior to the fight, Prince Nassim, and Barrera. Prince Nassim was this knockout guy. He was the heavy hitter. And then Barrera came in there, man, and outboxed him, made him look so bad.
Yeah, but isn't that the time when he was dancing on his intro? And he came out where he had like 4 guys carrying him out?
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, did he ever not do that? The reason I'm drawing that parallel is Houston. When I watch Houston, they remind me of Hasim Rahman. I mean, Hasim Rahman, Prince Nassim. What did I say? Hasim Rahman. Him too,
now it's Hasim Rahman. Not Hasim Rahman Jr.?
Yeah, no, both of them, all 3 of them. What I'm saying is, it remind me of Prince Nassim in that offensively, I mean, they have all the athleticism, man, but if they run into a team that can really, really play, move the ball, play the ball, they're going to have problems. Look at some of their losses this year. Just go back and look at some of them. Huh?
There haven't been many. They've only lost, 3 times, right?
Okay, but hey, listen, you can learn. Listen, if you know what you're looking for, you can learn. Hey, it's a way. It's a doggone way now. It's a way. I don't trust Gonzaga. What is Gonzaga now, other than the name?
They're going to kill me for this. They still have Drew Timmy.
That's okay. That's Paige and TJ. Oh my gosh.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Paige and TJ. Tell TJ to come on back. Oh my gosh.
Well, what? But Mark Few has done it again. They lost at St. Mary's. They lost at LIU, I believe, which was just
St. Mary's is St. Mary. Don't sleep on LIU though while you're playing. But St. Mary's has always kind of been a thorn in
of course
Gonzaga's side,
and they're ranked as well. I believe
even when Matthew Dellavedova was there.
Right.
Yeah. So
but they still have Strother. They're a second weekend team at best, especially now because they're going to get the benefit of the seeding. But they easily,
of course,
and that's really it. Part of it. Go ahead.
What impresses you about Baylor or Arizona even?
Well, Baylor they had some transfers. So Dame Dolla and Matthew Meyer both transferred to Illinois, and they still have Adam Flagler and Marcus and LJ Cryer. So their guards are veteran guards that are NBA guards that can shoot the lights out on the right day. But they do not have. This is where they're missing that length that Matthew Meyer gave in the past, where he may take some boneheaded shots, but with Illinois specifically, but he saved them in that game against North Carolina last year. You had Jeremy Sohan for the Spurs that was on that team last year. He's shout out to him with the Rodman hair. He's bringing that back.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so again, those are two pretty big losses. They've somehow managed in the Big 12, which again, a lot of both the armchair analysts as well as the real analysts, as far as those that are paid, are suggesting that the Big 12 is the best conference this year. So if we're going off of that notion,
that's bad for college basketball. The Big 12 being the best conference in college basketball.
Well, hang on a second. You have Jamie Dixon. Speaking of TCU, what Cash had brought up, TCU is coached by former Pitt coach Jamie Dixon. Well, Jay Wright. He's actually been called. He's called a handful of Purdue games more recently.
But I had to get out of Philly. I had to get away from Villanova. He saw the landscape of college basketball and where it was going. This is why we're here. This is why we're discussing it, because he saw it and I see it, and it's terrible.
Well, but wait a minute. What do you mean? Why? Why is it terrible now?
Listen, there was a time, and I'm not even talking about my time. I'm talking about 10 minutes ago, where if you were one of the teams, and that's a credit to Purdue, actually, by the way, if you were like the number one team in the country, I told my son a couple weeks ago, I said, man, I've never seen a time where the number one team in the country couldn't hold the number one spot for longer than 4 seconds.
Well, we had it.
I turned the TV on, Houston was number one. I turned the TV off and turned it back on, Houston was number 7 or whatever. I'm like, what happened? I turned the TV on, Purdue was number 3 or number 4. I turned the TV back on at number 5, they're number 2, they're number 8. What are we doing here? What are we playing? Hopscotch?
Well, but part of that has to do with, again, you mentioned a changing landscape, but you also have to realize there's a crossroads that is a limited crossroads. That's the intersection. That's
because of the one and dones.
Well, a combination of one and done, and also the extension by way of COVID years. So you're seeing a lot of experienced players that have played in the neighborhood. Look at the gentleman from U of D Mercy here around the corner, Antoine
Detroit
Davis.
Mercy.
Yep, it may have set the scoring record today. I haven't checked. He was 16
Did the Cavs
points
beat the
away.
Celtics, by the way?
Yeah. Wait, today?
Yes.
They were up, but let's see. No, they lost by 4. They blew it.
Oh my God!
The third quarter did them in. Well, they made it close in the fourth. 35-21 in the fourth.
Okay. I was getting ready to say I thought the Cavs had the number. Okay, we'll be looking. I was curious to know. But go ahead. What were you saying now? Sorry about that.
Well, you're getting a lot of experience, and I think this is what plagued Imani at Eastern this year, is that even when he deferred, a lot of people who don't watch the games weren't catching on to the fact that it wasn't, they can't win because he's taking 100 shots and just shooting them out of a game and gets 30 points. No, not at all. Yes, your supporting cast matters, but you're playing against people that are essentially, upwards of 5 to 6 years older than him, and they have been playing together for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, that matters. All right, that matters. That matters.
And so what's taking place is, again, you're talking about one and dones. I've just mentioned that being a big catalyst to why Ohio State has struggled this year, because they weren't expecting certain players to leave. And simply put, it catches up with you. We've seen that even with teams like Kansas. Jalen Wilson is a senior. You know, Kansas is actually had a senior day. You know, that's
do they even is it any it's not enough guys all the one and dones. It's not enough guys to be seniors.
Well, that's just it. So you're starting to see that come back. It's starting to kind of recycle, but then also again, I brought up Marcus Carr. Marcus Carr has played 6 years in college.
How did he do that? No, he didn't.
He played 5. 4 at Minnesota.
Oh.
2 at Texas. This being his second.
Oh yeah! Wow! Yeah. Hey, where's Lofton Jr.? Where's he at?
G League.
G League. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, my son was telling me. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, we can really get out of here and let you all get some sleep. We appreciate y'all for staying with us and joining us, obviously, from the beginning to the end. But and we'll come back up, once the tournament, the March Madness is set, we'll come back, obviously, and discuss.
Well, right now, you look at this. You have Penn State in they were ranked, like you said, a blink of an eye, right? Northwestern. And Penn State's fighting for their life. They're in overtime. This is a game that Northwestern had to have, a game that Penn State has to have. Micah Shrewsbury's been, obviously phenomenal coach. For those that don't know, was served under Brad Stevens with the Celtics that we were just talking about.
Yeah. Overtime?
Yes, overtime in Evanston.
That's gonna be the headline on the paper the next day. Overtime in Evanston. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can really get out of here, man. This is crazy. Y'all make sure y'all stay with us. We're gonna definitely be going down this road again. Come when the tournament, the brackets, and all that stuff is set. Because I'm gonna tell you, I got a feeling I'm gonna pick a winner. Okay, but don't go to your parlays on my picks. I'm telling you right now, I can't have nobody showing up at my front door.
Well, Vegas doesn't feel.
They told us
Vegas feels similar to you, Barbershop, about
do they? Okay, shout out to Vegas.
They don't have confidence in Houston.
Nobody.
They have the worst odds, so the highest payout to win the national title of the top 5 of all the number 1 seeds.
Whoa, you talking about Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're that's supposed to be the number 1 overall seed with the easiest route to the title game.
And you see that? They're supposed to have the easiest path, and Vegas don't even trust them. Enough said. I'm done. We're done. We out of here. And on that note, I leave you without a quote. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday, at 9 on the PM side, right here on the Yard, or on Facebook, Twitter. Where you going, Double J? Oh, I thought you were disappearing. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's Facebook fan page, and of course YouTube. And make sure if y'all go over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, the little bell notification, bing, bing, right there in the bottom right corner. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, Google it. For my man's Be Rich, Double J, Doc, TJ, D Gully, and all those who follow and support us. I thought we was going to have a few other people on today. It's all good. We say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!